Good afternoon to Steve.
Good afternoon. Boy, you took a while to get this thing rolling. I was in YouTube thinking the same thing Slim was. Where
Yeah,
are you?
well, I was just finishing my dinner. I had to finish my dinner and it overran slightly, but I'm back. I'm ready. We're here. We've got the two players here and the room is up.
Yep, room was up. Well, I don't know how Johnbu plays this game. I mean, obviously Albin's the favorite. He's the favorite in almost every match he plays.
No, I can't get in the room unless they're lagging off.
I'm trying to get in the room too, and it's not working.
This is going to be one of these rooms. Yep, nothing's happening. I think sometimes, does this not maybe happen when two people are trying to join at exactly the same time? Something weird happens like this.
I doubt it's that. It's more likely somebody in the room's having some sort of connection issue.
Well, I daren't hit escape because it's just going to go to the black screen. So I'll just leave it as it is and see what happens. There we go.
Yeah, I just tried again and I'm in the room.
Right, just need to change the cloth colour.
Only Johnbu is in there.
Maybe Albinario's having trouble getting in. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Right. Yep. So we've got Johnbu at the bottom of the screen. Race to 13. And it looks as if Johnbu, well, it might be close. I think Albinario's just going to get it.
Yep. So let's see. Have we had any scoring predictions yet?
Nobody's in the chat yet. I don't think everybody realises that we're up and running. I left it a bit late. Well, we're showing 3 in the live stream, but I think you would go with Albinario as a very strong favourite. Looking at the ratings, you would go down that route.
Yeah. Well, I know Johnbu is a decent player. It's just a question of can he get there against Albin? And the answer is probably no, but let's see what happens. Never want to discount anybody's chances. I'll tell you one thing. I do discount people's chances sometimes, but what I don't discount is people's ability to get better. I believe everybody can improve and get better. Well, look at that by Albin. Well, what the heck was that?
Yeah, they definitely can get better.
Boy, I think the cue ball turn, he tried to hit that with a lot of English and...
Now, there are 3 people in the stream. Whoever's there, type something just so that we know the chat's working, please.
Where's Cobra? Cobra should be in here. Cobra watches a lot of these streams.
Cobra was there earlier on. He was watching the...
So Mark has come into the room. Is Mark not in the stream?
What match was that? I've totally forgotten what match I was watching. Slim was streaming that match earlier.
Little Wolf and Bankster.
Yeah, Bankster, yeah. Cobra was there for that one, but then again, he's probably done what I've done and gone to get his dinner, because it is dinner time, or supper time, or tea time.
Well, I mean, so far this match has there have been a lot of mistakes, but if you're going to miss a ball, doing what Johnbu did isn't a bad thing to do. Unfortunately, it's so deep in the pocket that there's a pretty good chance you can make them both at the same time. And that's the thing about this game, is if you're going to put a ball in the pocket, you don't want to get it too deep. And Albin tried to clean it up then and failed to. So Johnbu really should win this game.
Oh,
I mean, this is shoot the ball on the side, shoot the ball hanging in the corner, shoot the other ball by the corner, shoot the right up table, and shoot the 8 in the side. I mean, this is simple.
Good afternoon to Bill. Bill is there.
Oh, don't shoot that one. Shoot the one that's way in the pocket first. Shoot the one that's way in the pocket now while you're close to it, because it's a lot easier to control the draw when you're close. See, this is a mistake.
Yeah, well that's an even bigger mistake.
I guess. I didn't mean it that way, but wow. Well, he's got a lot of pockets covered. Albin's probably going to shoot this yellow in here. Oh, he didn't hit it square. Yeah, you got to hit that pretty square to get it to follow.
Well,
he could have been maybe a little on the other side of it, but being on the outside of it was no good.
Won't load for me. YouTube is crap.
Won't load for me.
Keeps buffering.
I don't know.
Well, the only way it'll be buffering is because you've just joined, and because YouTube's probably settling down, because I only started the stream 2 minutes ago.
Okay.
So just give it time.
Johnbu's got the lead. This may be the only time we can say this in this match. And watch him run out. He's got a pretty good table here. I mean, you can run out from here. Everything goes. I think the biggest problem is going to be the 8 ball.
Just give it time, guys.
You know, he could have bumped the 8 ball right there and maybe got a shot past between those two reds, and he didn't do it. I would have tried to bump the 8 ball there and put in a little better position.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now he's dead.
Yeah, if he'd only bumped that 8 further out of the way there, he would have been on that yellow. The yellow passes the reds.
Oh, that's no good. Power failure. Well, Albin's got a free shot and a pretty good looking table. You can imagine he's just going to bump this one down towards the corner. He doesn't even have to make it this shot. It's not gonna.
Oh, aye, that was what I was to remind you, Steve. Cobra's looking for his payout for the straight pull.
Oh, I didn't do those yet. I do need to do those.
Money's too tight to mention, Cobra.
Let's see here.
Well, it's a YouTube thing. It's nothing to do with me. Nothing's changed on my Marillis action.
Well, is Albinario going to start looking like Albinario here?
Well, it looks like it. He's just now see this type of shot here. I mean, if he goes off the back rail and tries to get into the gap between the red and the 8, it could go funny.
Oh no, he's not going in the gap.
No, he's going to cut it first. Yeah, he's doing the right ball first.
That was the right shot. Yeah. That was guaranteed. So he's got to decide what he wants to do here, where he wants to play this ball. He's got a lot of choices. He looks like he's just going to play for the side pocket, which, you know, you got to be a little careful there because now he didn't get far enough. He's a little funny. I mean, these shots can be missed on these pockets. Yep, that's a good shot. So it starts where it's looking like Albin had one bad rack, and now he's going to go back to being Albin the killer. Good experience for, you know, players to play somebody that's like an Albin type player, because I don't know how much these guys end up getting to play them in free play, but it's a good experience to play somebody that's a lot stronger than you. I mean, that's how you learn and get better.
Well, I've just tabbed out at the moment. I don't know whether the guys can hear me because I'm tabbed out, because I'm looking to see what my settings are.
I can hear you.
Yeah, but they probably won't, because I'm tabbed out to my software, having a look at it. There's nothing different there. It's a YouTube thing. That's what it is.
Okay, so yes. I guess I got to look at these stats.
They're saying it's buffering.
Straight pull stats, longest run. So we've got only 2 guys that got over 100, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You know, Cobra said something. He said that even though the pockets, you know, the ball sliding down the rail, something about those pockets made them a little tougher than how they were before, which is interesting, because I think the balls kind of slid on the rail a little more. They were pretty generous, but we only got 2 runs over 100, which is kind of surprising. I'm sure if Albin would have played, he would have got one over 100. So Semi-Pro and Cobra each got $300. So I think I'm only going to give it to Cobra, because Semi-Pro owed me still. Or I could give it to him and then take it back away using the
fine system. That would really go down well.
Yeah, I just won't give it to him instead, because he owed $300 for the last fine. Because what happened was, when Albin went in the tournament instead of Semi-Pro, I just didn't give Semi-Pro his money back. And then Albin said, "Oh, I'm not going to put Semi back in." So I did. So Semi-Pro never paid his fine. So now he's paying it.
Good evening to Coldest Pillow. Thank you for the subscription, Coldest Pillow. I've got three members now. By the way, you can tell me if YouTube is looking crap, because if it comes to it, then I'll shut it down and restart it and put Twitch and Kick in and see how it goes then. If it's really bad for everybody. Cobra said he's left the building. He can't stand it. So the rest of you guys need to let me know if it's settled down or whether it's just as bad. Right, Chimpy says it keeps buffering. Right. Well, I think it's time to bite the bullet. Right, I'm going to. What I'm going to do then is Do
you want me to put the stream on Twitch? I could do that.
Well, I'm going to shut it down for probably 2 minutes maximum, and open up the other channels, and then start the stream again. In fact, tell a lie, I don't even think I need to do that. Let me just tab out for a minute. I'm going to go to, and the PC will maybe restart because I start the browser, but I'm going to go to Restream. Hang on.
What resolution are you guys trying to run it? I'm running 720p right now, and it's been good.
Well, it's streaming at 1080. I know that.
Okay, let me try to run it 1080 and see what it does.
There we go. Hang on.
What's happening? It's not doing shit right now.
I know, because I've just tabbed out.
That's why.
Right. Right. I'm not going to go and look at my browsers, but any of you guys, if you want to go to Twitch and tell me if it's running, or Kick and tell me if it's running, because I've activated them. So I'm coming back in now. And hopefully the chat will update as well, because the chat's going weird. Right, Chimpy.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch. It's on Twitch. Right,
in the bottom right-hand corner, all you guys who are saying there's problems with the stream, first of all, make sure you go to your bottom right-hand corner of your
whatever you just did tripled the chat on YouTube.
Yeah, that corrects itself after an update. But if you right, so Kick and Twitch should now be live.
Yeah, I'm looking at Twitch and it looks good.
Right, good. Right, we'll leave it at that then. Because I thought I'd have to shut the stream down, but actual fact, that's actually quite good. And Restream, there's a little slider next to the other three that had got shut down, and all you need to do is open up the slider, and that activates them.
So you think running more stuff on your computer is causing it to shut down?
No, I'll tell you exactly what's causing it to shut down. Because it happened this afternoon. I've got witnesses to it. If I have a browser open, right, and I've also found out that it doesn't need to be the browser up on my second monitor. I had the browser when I was in the commentary booth with Slim earlier this afternoon. I had the browser open on my main monitor so that I could tab out now and again just to look at the chat, and everything was going fine. And then, of course, boom, restart. I googled that yesterday. Why does my PC restart when I have my browser open? And a guy had the same scenario as me. This guy said, this is what I'm doing. I'm live streaming, but when I have my browser open, my PC will randomly restart. And then he answered his own post some weeks later. He said, I found out the problem is it's a problem on his board, on his motherboard. Something had dried out or the thermal paste had gone, and he fixed that, and now everything's okay.
Okay, so let me say this in English. It has nothing to do with your browser. The problem is most likely that there's something unstable on your board, and when it gets too loaded, it goes kaboom.
Yeah.
And could be your processor. And he's talking about thermal paste. Maybe he put new thermal paste on his processor and reseated it. It could be a memory problem. I always overclock my computers, but I always run a really good cooler on them too.
Yeah.
And I don't go crazy overclocking it. So, because it needs to be stable.
Yeah, there's definitely a problem. I've no doubt about that. I've accepted that.
But you could have bad memory too. Did you run memory test?
That's
always a good thing to do.
Well, it could be that. Right.
Stress test it, memory test it. You can get stress tests that will test the CPU and the memory, and if you got a problem, it's going to show up in that.
Coldest Pillow. If YouTube is still crap, then just go to Twitch or go to Kick. You should be fine on there. Cobra's moved over to Twitch and he seems quite happy.
Well, at least it's YouTube having the problem. I'll tell you what, I had that problem we had the other day where there was a break in the dark fiber in New York. That was a real bummer. That kind of thing doesn't happen too often. That put a lot of data centers down. It wasn't just the one I'm in.
Well, Albinario is 3 racks to 1 down. I never thought I'd be saying that this early on.
Well, I mean, this is unexpected. But, Johnbu looks like he knows how to play this game. He's made some pretty smart plays. I mean, I don't think he can execute as well as Albin, but, playing smart and playing tight can get you a long ways. The real place execution comes into play is a situation like he's in right now, because if he doesn't get out, he's going to lose. So it's critical that, he's able to complete this run out. And, this is tricky. It's very tricky to get a shot on this red that's down here by the corner. Now, what I would do here is I would pot this red up here and come off the end rail and the long rail, and I would run it. I try to run it probably at the 8 ball.
Uh-oh.
See, that's no good. And the reason why I would do that is because that gives you more room because you can run down and bump a ball. Now, there's some danger in that with the speed where you could end up in a spot that's not good. But when you're in a really tight situation like that, I think it's better to run at a ball than try to get in a gap because that was going to be hard. So this is where, this is where Albin should win.
Well, the Johnbu's at the table with ball in hand, Steve.
Oh, I thought Johnbu was shooting. Okay, Albin screwed up. Yeah. That's a little surprising that Albin messed that up that bad because I think. Look at this. I think part of the problem is Albin is probably not used to this cue ball. It makes it tricky to move the ball when you're not used to a light cue ball like this.
Now, again, just a word to the guys that are watching. Make sure you check the bottom right-hand corner of the stream and check the little cog or whatever symbol it is to make sure that the resolution hasn't defaulted to anything lower than 1080. Because if you start complaining saying that this is crap looking and you haven't checked that, then you're a numpty. That's all I'm saying. Just double check that the quality's good and you've got the right setting.
I don't think it'll go more than the source setting is, Hugh. It's not going to go 4K if you're only streaming at 1080.
No, but it'll give you the default quality, which is 1080. I did that in YouTube, Hugh, but it wouldn't load. Right, so it's a YouTube problem tonight. It definitely is YouTube. They're probably ratcheting things down or something at this time. It's peak time over here. I don't know. Well, Johnbu, let's see what he's made of here because he's got a good table. He's running into a nice gap here with this yellow.
Well, he's made some good shots here because he's not doing anything fancy.
Oh no, he hasn't hit it.
He hasn't hit it. Rolling the ball.
He hasn't hit it though.
Boy, that was, and
Well, I'll tell you something though. He was on the yellow.
But that's all from being a little scared of speed and stuff, and. He's afraid of the cue ball rolling too much forward. And again, this cue ball is light. It doesn't go forward as well as a normal cue ball. So when you're trying to go forward, you have to give it some extra oomph. When you're trying to back it up, you can give it less. And that's, if he's going to beat Albin, he's going to have to get out in those situations. I don't think Albin's going to keep playing at the standard he's been at because it hasn't been Albin like.
Well, he's done the right thing there because he had to obviously clear that red out the way if he's going to go below the 8 ball.
Easy. See that? You can hit that easy and see how he keeps the line there. With a normal cue ball, he'd have a bigger cut here. He would be in trouble. But with that cue ball is going to hold that line a lot better. It's not going to roll forward off of it because it's so light.
Well, this is a critical shot.
This is a little tricky. See if he's going to bump this or get by it. He should be able to get by it. Well, he did.
No, see how he
overhit that?
Yeah. Direct line onto the 8 ball, though. He's got the 8 ball into a much better position.
That's a light cue ball there. It just wants to go. So I actually played a lot of bar table pool at one point in my life with heavy cue balls. So there's two kinds of heavy cue balls. There was one heavy cue ball that had a magnet in the middle. And these are for the ball returns. That's the whole reason why the cue ball's light for pub table too. It's actually supposed to be smaller, although in VP it looks the same size, but it is the right weight. It's lighter.
Yeah, in real life it is smaller, yeah.
Yeah, and they're making it smaller, again, for ball return. Well, in the U.S., there was two kinds of ways they did the ball return. One was they put a magnet in the ball. The cue ball was the same size, but had a magnet in it. Now, because it had a magnet in the middle of it, it will be heavier.
You'd think that would affect the balance of the ball as well, though.
No,
Seems
not at the
weird.
center. So that ball was harder to draw and it's easy to go forward. Then they also had another kind of ball with no magnet in it that was bigger, and it looked like a bowling ball when you were playing. We called it a bowling ball, as a matter of fact. And this thing was really hard to draw. It was even worse. It was very heavy. It was significantly bigger. Now, nobody does that anymore because now the technology is such that you can use a normal cue ball. The only people that are still, well, how should I put this? I'm not going to say dumb enough. Let's just say traditional enough to still use a funny size cue ball are the people in the UK.
Well,
because they value tradition over common sense. And since they've always had that funny little cue ball, now they've stuck with it when they don't need to.
Well, I think it probably. I mean, I haven't been on a pub table for how long? It's got to be 20 years since I've played in a pub table, and that was definitely a smaller cue ball, purely as you said, so that would get the balls would run back into they didn't run into the tray, they ran into the window down the side of the table, and then you put your money in and push the slot in and the balls come out. But I would imagine that that'd be a fair bit, that'd be a major change financially to change all the tables just to make the cue ball bigger.
You don't change them you don't just say, okay, every table in the UK now has to be changed. I mean, we had the same situation in the US. The tables were changed out over a number of years. I mean, these changes took place probably, I don't know, 25 years ago or something. There's probably still some tables in the US that have those, but, very few. Because over time, people are going to upgrade their equipment or get new tables. A lot of those tables, at least in the U.S., a lot of those tables aren't owned by the bars. They're owned by companies that bring them into the bars. That's their business. And they'll take part of the revenue and the bar gets part of the revenue. So that's no excuse. The reason why they haven't changed out is because people in the UK value tradition above everything else. That's why the snooker rules are so screwed up. That's why we have crazy rules of golf. Anything that has to do with the UK, you got to understand that they're going to value tradition over common sense because, it's their value system there. That's what they think's important, is we got to keep stuff the same.
I don't know what Albinario was trying there. Slim asked you a minute or two ago, he says, am I right in saying the light cue ball will take a wider angle off the object ball?
In general, okay, and I say in general because there's two different effects going on here. The main effect is you've got two different masses. So when two different masses come together, the cue ball is actually going to bounce off the object ball because it's lighter. So it's going to bounce back a little. And that makes a big difference. That's the main reason. I think there's also going to be less, if the ball's rolling, I think there's going to be less roll on it after it hits the ball too. So it's not going to curve forward as much either. Well, this is starting to turn into what everybody thought it would, with Albin getting into the lead.
Uh-oh.
And that was unfortunate because Johnbu had a chance to tie things up. So this will be interesting. Let's see how he hits this free shot. This is interesting because this is the one that actually is a little tricky. You got to make sure that you don't end up hooking yourself on the other ball. This is a good way to play it. Yep. That's smart.
Right, I've got a question to take this cue ball discussion a bit further. When I see the occasional live stream or match where they're playing black ball on YouTube, they're obviously playing with a different 8-ball. It's a striped 8-ball. That's immaterial. The cue ball that they're playing with is the same size cue ball as you would see in this game right now. But
it's probably the same weight too.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to lead on to. I was going to lead on to the fact that then, in that case, Steve, why don't you change the cue ball in this game?
Well, I could. I mean, it just depends on what we're trying to do. I mean, we could have some games with I mean, if we put in what is it called, Ultimate 8-Ball, then I guess we would use the same weight cue ball. I mean, it's trivial for me to do it. Well, I could even offer it as an option.
Yeah, but you know that if the real game is a standard cue ball, and it certainly looks like it to me, but then ours isn't.
Well, I mean, again, it's like it depends on which rules you're playing and what players expect, because.
I don't think there's any difference in the black ball rules that determine that you have a different type of cue ball, though, is there? We need to ask semi-pro.
I don't know that maybe the UK has started switching off of the light cue ball. Maybe the tables that are being made now don't have the light cue ball. Maybe I'm wrong, and they finally decided, hey, we're not going to be traditionalists. We're just going to make the balls the same like they should be. I don't know.
Well, I mean, again, because I've been out of the game for years, I can't answer yes or no. What I would say is, if there's a pool hall, a proper pool hall. Now, we have one that opened up in my town. I've never been in it, and I don't know what tables they've got. I do know they've got 9-ball tables. I don't know if they've got anything else, but if it's a proper pool hall where you're paying for the hire of the table for a period of time, then that's not the same setup as it's. Let's say they had a bar table in this pool hall in my town. If you're going in, you're paying for the hire of the table for a period of time, so therefore you're not then paying each for each rack, which you do in a pub traditionally. The table doesn't have a rack, a ball window where they all gather and then you put your coins in and push it in and they release into the tray. This would be a standard table where all you're doing is re-racking the balls when it's finished. They're going into a tray. But if it is a bar table, a pub table, in any pub in the UK, I'm still imagining that it's a standard old-fashioned pub table where the balls do go into the window and therefore the cue ball is smaller. I don't know. I just haven't been around enough to know whether that's true or not. But as I say, semi-pro is probably better at answering that than me.
Yeah, I've never seen a pub table in the US. I'm sure that there are some.
Yes, it is, Larry. It is, Larry.
Far between. No, that's not correct, Larry. It's because they're traditionalists. The technology exists now. The technology exists now to separate the cue ball without making it a different size.
Well, if the cue ball scratches, the cue ball comes back out into the tray.
Yeah,
it doesn't go into the window.
And obviously, the thing that they did with this ultimate pool is they basically copied the BCA rules. They still screwed them up by doing some stupid stuff with them, but it's basically the same thing as WPA 8-ball rules. It's very, very similar. And, I think they recognized that. I think they were smart, and they recognized the pub rules weren't that great. And so they copied basically what were the BCA rules. Unfortunately, they they couldn't keep their hands off them, and they screwed a couple things up that aren't good. And because of that, they're complex. They put one big subjective rule in there. So are we going to do it? Yeah, probably eventually. I'm just not looking forward to trying to deal with rules that have subjective stuff in them. I mean, I did that with snooker, and it was a nightmare.
Well, Albinario's won 5 in a row.
Well, I mean, it was bound to happen. He's got to start getting used to the cue ball and stop making mistakes. I mean, it was bound to happen that he's gonna get rolling. Well, and there goes Johnbu again. This is no good. He's got no way of playing safe. Oh, does he have a shot? Yeah, I think he can shoot this ball. He could get out here.
Oh,
he's overhit it.
Yeah. Larry's asking you, as the new rules, get ball in hand in the kitchen and the foul.
I don't remember. I read them once, and they were very similar to the WPA rules, which used to be the BCA rules. But they did do some screwy stuff. They couldn't help it.
Now, what was that match that was I live streamed? I don't know whether I've already asked you this question. Who was it? It was Mark Sharp was playing in the match, the black ball match, and I can't remember who Mark Sharp was playing. Anybody in the stream will probably remember. But there was an incident where the cube, all that was left on the table was the 8 ball, which was up over that top right hand corner pocket as we look, and Mark Sharp's cue ball ended up on top of the 8 ball, touching the 8 ball. Right now, if you look at my donut on the screen, the 8 ball was there, and Mark's cue ball was touching the 8 ball, and the game called touching ball. Now, Mark Sharp actually banked the cue ball off the opposite rail to try and kick the 8 ball in, and it came to light that he didn't have to do that. According to semi-pro, if I'm correct, all he had to do was push it into the hole. I might have understood that wrong, but it seemed a bit of a weird rule. That Mark Sharp took it for granted that because he was touching the 8 ball, he had to play away from it.
No, I don't believe you have to, because this black ball has a rule that you have to hit a ball to a rail. I don't believe you have to play away.
Well, I brought up black ball rules, various different black ball rules that I could find, and I couldn't find an answer to the question.
Yeah, I don't believe there's any requirement to play away. Oh boy, that was bad.
Now, who the hell is that in kick? That bit looks very much like it would be Parliament. Yeah, this match is running away from Johnbu.
Yeah, an ultimate pool that you got to play away from touching balls. But I don't know that that's true in 8 ball and a black ball.
Mr. Arnett here, right, yeah. That is who is it? I'm guessing it's either Parliament or it's it won't be Tam, is it Tam? It's either or. So 7-3 to Albi. That's 6 in a row now.
Loss of frame falls. Let's see here.
Well, I wouldn't mind playing crappy to be 7-3 up.
No jump shots. Da 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 da. God, these rules are poorly written. Yeah, I mean, rules, you want to make them as simply written as you can. These rules are, they're not as complex as they look.
Mark Sharp was right to shoot away. That was the bit that got me confused. I thought he was right to shoot away. But I don't know. Everything's bloody complex nowadays. Well, does that yellow pass those two reds? No, it doesn't. So Albie's still got a problem up ahead.
This might be a revised rule set that is looking different than the ones I looked at first. I'm not seeing the screwy rule I saw before.
Well, LS3's online. She got a bye last night. Her opponent didn't show up either. That must be how many matches have been forfeited. At least what, 3 now, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what's. Let me look at the. I looked at the rules on the Ultimate Pool Group did not look the same as the ones I read before.
Well, Johnbu's just killed his opportunity doing that. And Albinario's got control of the top left of the table. And this is fatal for him to be moving these two reds. I think if I was Johnbu, I wouldn't be going near those two reds at the moment. I'd be leaving them where they are, and if Albinario gets in, then he's going to have to work at it. That's what I'd be doing. I'd do anything bar touching those two reds. Well, I just don't understand why people sign up for the event and then they don't show. You've acknowledged or you've sent a proposal, either or, and then when it comes to it, they just don't appear. We must have at least 3 now. How many we got? Let's go to the.
Yeah, see, like these rules have ball in hand on fouls, which is.
Where is this thing?
Except on the break, it looks like it's behind the head string. I'm not seeing the same thing that I saw before.
Right, there's one.
These actually are going to be pretty easy to do. They must have revised these rules some because.
There's 2, and we know that Zangetsu forfeited as well, didn't he? That's 2.
The ones I looked at before were
3.
screwy, and these look like they're pretty good.
Right, 3. We've had 4. Woody forfeited his. Now there's a question to Larry. Did Woody send his proposal to you, Larry, or did you send a proposal to him? It doesn't matter. He's obviously acknowledged it one way or another, and he's not showed up for that match either.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put these in.
Yeah. He sent a forfeit. Oh well.
I think I'm going to put these international pool rules in.
Well, just to make things even more complicated.
Well, I mean, here's the thing about people, and this is I'm not picking on people in the UK now. This is about people in general. It tends to be monkey see, monkey do. What they see on TV, that's what they want to do. And, if they're watching this kind of pub play on TV or on a stream, this is what they're going to want to do. That's why people are.
Right, well,
they want to do what the pros are doing.
In that case, then I want the stripy 8-ball then. Because that's what I see. That's what they're using now, a stripy 8-ball, like a, instead of a spot 8-ball, a stripe 8-ball.
Well, that could just be a TV set.
Yeah, but what we don't want is that TV set with the bloody, I don't know what the hell colour it is. The 4 balls are weird. The 4 balls are weird colour. Oh God!
I know. Yeah,
Or what colour is it? Orange or I don't know. It's
well, part of the problem, they're playing these sets where I always confuse. What is it? Is it the 5, the 4 and the 5 now? I confuse those a lot because they've gone to a pink 4 and a purple 5.
That's what it is.
Normal pool, the 4 is purple. So and that's what they're playing now in all these tournaments. And I guarantee if I play in one of those tournaments, I'm probably going to end up shooting the wrong ball at least once.
Yeah. Chinese pros is a really tough game. I'll tell you that. That's a 10-foot snooker table.
Well, this actually wouldn't be that hard to put this game in. I'm looking at this, and it's really just a combination of the games that we currently have.
Well, this is a good table for Johnbu, but
I go to the International Billiards Association, okay, and I look at the 8-ball rules. I'm assuming those are the same things, are they not? International pool rules, international 8-ball rules. Now, I don't know, but they're not the same as the ones I looked at on the Ultimate Pool site, which I'm assuming is going to be the...
That was well done.
I'm assuming the Ultimate Pool rules are the ones that we want to look at.
Albinario breaks off. He's come up dry. Red and yellow stuck together on the left side of the table, so there's a problem. Well, it looks as if everybody's exited YouTube. There's only 2 on YouTube. Everybody's either moved over to Twitch or Kick.
Oh, yep. No, they still have this one rule in here that's a huge problem. So they have a loss of frame foul for players who clearly and intentionally fails to make an attempt to play a ball over their own group. So
that's like a deliberate foul.
Well, what it would be doing is like you purposely hit your opponent's ball. You're going to give up the foul, and what you're trying to do is improve your table position. Mm-hmm. And they've made that so that's a loss of frame. Well, guess what? That is a very subjective thing. They say clearly and intentionally. Well,
that's down to the referee, though, isn't it? And how he interprets the rule. And then there's arguments because of it.
And here we go. In the pro thing, anytime they don't, they're gonna. Well, this isn't as bad as foul and miss because they just assume it's a foul and miss a lot of times. But at the pro level, they're going to probably give you the benefit of the doubt. But man, you could take advantage of that rule. You could definitely do something like, let's say that you had balls that were locked up in a cluster of your opponent's balls and you wanted to move them, and you had a thin cut on another ball. Well, you shoot it so that you miss it, come off the end rail and come down and blast into those balls. Well, you know, you were playing a thin cut on the ball. You happen to miss the whole thing. Are they going to call that a loss of frame? I mean, they might at the pro level, but, you know, for an amateur, you know, who is a good chance if they're really thin cutting the ball, they're going to miss the whole thing. I mean, it's a stupid rule. You know, they had to put something like that in, and that's just a huge problem, because if I don't implement it, then people are like, oh, well, the rules are wrong. That's supposed to be a loss of game. And if you do put it in, then, you know, people are going to end up losing games. Well, because you just have to assume if they can see part of a ball, then they ought to be playing to it. And if they miss the whole ball or something, and then it was loss
Steve,
of frame.
That game, that rule that you're talking about is crying out for a foul and miss as an alternative. The referee calls it a foul and miss, and he puts the ball back into position, and the guy has to play again.
let's not make it worse. I mean, it's just a stupid rule. You just allow the player to make a play not on his ball, like all the American 8-ball games do. They basically copied most of the rules out of the WPA 8-ball, and but you know, they couldn't keep their hands off it because they think, oh, well, we can make these better, or we can make these fairer, or we can make the play better by doing this, and then they put in some rule. As soon as you see the word intends, intention, you're screwed. It's a terrible rule. Clearly, a player who clearly and intentionally. Well, what's clearly? You know, what's intentional? It's intent. You know, that's as soon as you say that, you're screwed. And that was a big problem I had with these rules. I just saw the thing. I didn't realize it was a loss of frame foul. Now, I could put something in that you know, you could still cheat around, because all you have to do is make it not clear. But I don't know. It just amazes me.
Well, Albinario is running out of balls here until he eventually gets to that last red. And he can't leave himself. Well, he's going to have to play this last red long up table. That's why he's got himself dead straight in this red. He's just going to roll through. And that was the only way he was going to make sure he had a pot in the red without having to try and get it to follow in that yellow. Oh, are you playing at the moment? When are you starting, Slim? Because we won't probably be that long before we're there. Now, right? Well, we'll join that once this one's over. That should offer up a good.
No, it's LS3 versus Slim at 4 o'clock.
Right, so it's going to start in 10 minutes' time. That's fine. Well, tell a lie. What is it? It's 9-4 to Albinario at the moment. So he's got another 4 racks to get to go over the line. I was watching a clip on YouTube about the sort of angriest or the biggest fallouts in pool. They showed you the clip. I mean, I actually watched that live when it happened. Earl in the Moscone Cup when he snapped his cue in the floor. And then I watched an almighty row between Jason Shaw and Earl as well. And I can't remember what game it was, but it was basically he didn't call the ball or something. Jason Shaw was effing and blinding and all sorts.
There's plenty of those.
There was all sorts going on in that.
There was a straight pool tournament where a guy got a foul called on him and didn't agree with the ref, and he says, "You want to see a foul? I'll show you a foul," and takes this cue stick and just rakes all the balls off the table.
Oh. And then of course there was an incident where the referee called a foul when the guy was kicking at a ball and the ball was really close to another ball. The ball went inside to the long rail. The two balls were near the long rail, just a bit like that red and yellow there, and he was kicking down the table, and the referee called it a foul. And of course, they had to then get the replay out. They were over looking at the TV monitor to actually see it, and the referee had got it wrong. Things like that. I mean, there was nothing subjective about it. It was just the fact the referee makes an on-the-spot decision. But there was some real arguments on that. Real
there was a match,
proper fallouts.
There was a match at Derby, and Derby is rack your own, and it was Shaw against Shane, and Shane was just killing him. Shane had the break just wired, and so I don't know. It's race to 9, and it was like 7-1 or something like that. Shane racks him, and Shaw just walks up and just takes his Q-tip and just pushes the rack. It was funny. I mean, Shaw didn't like the way he was racking him, and I think Morris Shaw didn't like the way he was losing because can you take advantage of rack your own? Yeah, you can, but typically it's more the ability to look at what you've racked and then adjust where you're breaking from. And Shane wasn't doing that. He was breaking from the same spot all the time. But when he gets his breakdown, you're just in trouble with him. I mean, it's just he has the best break in the world, and at any given time, especially if the table's breaking well, he just gets a huge advantage.
Oh, he didn't get it.
Oh boy. Well, he's still okay, but he's going to have to come up with something. I think he can shoot this ball in the side and get angle on the other one and come off the end rail, probably 2 rails into that yellow, and hope he comes up with well, that's no good. He needed to have a more straight angle.
It might not be too bad this if he's running it. He's running it. I think he's okay. Yeah, that's worked out.
If he comes up with a shot, he's okay, and he did.
Yeah,
he's out. And that was pretty good. That was pretty good follow for this light cue ball. He really popped that thing.
Well, he's got it dialed in now a bit better.
Well, I think Johnbu did good to get to as many games as he's gotten to.
Well, I can certainly. I think we're agreed that I don't think Albinario's done any practice in this table since the last event, and he was just finding his feet basically in this match.
Yeah. Well, he certainly...
which no doubt he will do throughout the tournament.
He's certainly going to... Yeah, once he gets used to it. I still think Semi-Pro's the favorite in this tournament.
Look at this 8-ball. Anybody gets crazy here, something's going to happen. The Albinario on his break...
He's got to take the yellows here, and there's just no doubt about it.
What about that yellow that he's next to, Steve? What do you do with that?
Shoot in the side pocket. The
red
will help it go in. It goes in easy.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah.
The red. See, he's taking the reds. I think this is a mistake. And why do I say that? Because there's so many reds down here by the 8-ball with a pocket block.
Exactly.
Does that mean he can't get out? No. But the yellows were all in the open. The one that was down here near the head string went by the red in the corner.
Yeah, but
I don't understand that decision at
all.
Well,
I do if you're Albinario and you're wanting to challenge yourself. Maybe that's what he's doing. He's maybe seeing if he can get the job done when it's slightly awkward.
I mean, will he get out? Probably still will get out, although he just screwed up. I mean, he'll probably still get out, but the thing is why take those? The yellows were so much better.
Well, he's just screwed up there because he decided to take that one into the side. He had to bend the cue ball round the yellow to get to it.
At this point, he should lose. I don't know.
Yeah.
But see, this is another problem with taking the reds, is when you don't get out, look what you've left, because all the yellows go easily in pockets that the pocket where the 8 is there is not needed.
Well, I would fancy this. Well. Johnbu should have why didn't he just roll that in? Just roll it in. It's going to go in. Give it every chance to go in.
That's called going tits up there.
I mean, this is what frustrates me about watching certain players. You know, Johnbu's just fallen into that category there. You know, you do the sensible thing. The least amount of force in that object ball, you let it every chance to drop in. You're guaranteed you're on another ball.
See, there was something not used to the cue ball. I'm sure Albin wasn't trying to put the ball there.
Oh, Albin's done it again. He's given Johnbu another go.
Well,
see, these side pockets catch people out. You know.
Oh no, the side pockets they're tricky.
They're thinking that you can send them to the jaw and they're going to drop in, but when you look at where the shelf is, the shelf covers all of that jaw. So if you go to the jaw, you're just going to bounce straight back out. You ain't going into the hole, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, you can if the angle is steep, but if the angle is shallow, no, it's coming out.
Oh, this is tricky.
That's not in.
Well, Albinario, I think, is going to have to, and in fact, I don't think he can even cut that in at that angle into the side. He's trying this one nearest him. How's his luck?
That's a foul, right?
No, he's potted. He's potted his ball.
Oh, he made his. Yeah,
okay. He potted his. He's still in trouble though.
Well, he could bank. He could bank the red, and he can bank the red. This is tricky here. He's going to try to come off the titty and come back. Well, he tried to get by it.
Now, when you say you have to aim off the inside cushion, you're talking about right into where the black line is, Larry, with the pocket, aren't you? The pocket liner thing. That's what you're talking about. That's the only way it will go in.
Yeah. At that kind of shallow angle. Mm-hmm. And that's not going to work.
Well, Johnbu, I mean...
What's worse is he didn't put the cue ball in a good spot.
No, he's been handed it in a plate here.
If you're in that situation, you're going to shoot a bank shot. Roll the cue ball in a position where it's going to be hard for Johnbu in case you miss it. I mean, because you can make that 8 from anywhere. I mean, he could have banked in the other corner. He could have done a lot of things.
Well, don't follow in, Johnbu. You're surely not going to do that.
Oh, no, you're not going to follow this ball in.
Johnbu's break.
Well,
red goes in, and reds are ugly. Yellows are ugly. There's not a lot good about this table for your future prospects. That is, in fact, he's blocked off by the rail, so he can only see the yellow to paw it. That one that he's went for.
We got 5 tournament rooms going right now. 2 $300 $V daily edition handicap 9 balls, a black ball, and a black ball world championship, and the 3 cushion matches started.
What was it? Was it not one? Is it one pocket slim and LS3 and black ball or 3 cushion?
It's 3 cushion for those 2.
Oh, is it? Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how either one of them plays 3 cushion.
Well, they play it by ear, I think, like most people do. Just wing it.
Well, I haven't played a lot of 3 cushion, but I have, done enough testing, looked at enough
what's
shots and stuff to have some ideas about it.
What's Albinario doing here? Have I gone out of sync? Albinario's cue's just sitting there doing nothing.
Well, maybe he's in the bathroom, or maybe he's having connection problems.
Well, it says you've left the room as well.
I did leave the room. I'm in the 3 cushion room.
Oh, right. I don't know what's going on here. Albinario's not said anything that he'll be right back or anything like that, so it's anybody's guess what's going on.
Okay, LS3's got a pretty easy hit here. See if she can do this. We'll see how much 3 cushions she's played right here.
Oh, I was going to type and ask. Now he's awake.
Nope. It was a reasonable attempt, though. I don't think either one of these players plays much straight cushion from what I've seen.
No, they don't. I think that's a definite. They've never been near a 3 cushion table till today.
Well, it's going to be a long match.
Yes, hence why I might watch some of it, but I won't be streaming all of it. I can guarantee you that. Well, Albinario can pot this one down past the 8 ball, certainly. And he might be able to just dink across and hold for the other one, and he should be out. Yeah. It's, I mean, it does go, and he will have a shot in the other one. He's just got to watch the side pocket here off this yellow. I don't like the line that this cue ball's maybe going. I think if he hits it plain ball, he's heading desperately close to the side pocket here. But my eyes can easily be fooled by this. I see that's why he's jacking up. He wants to make sure he isn't going near the side pocket. And I don't think he's went through with the shot.
Boy, it's still 0-0, and they're playing for what, 6 minutes? I mean, this is like.
I know how they feel.
I could win a match like this.
I know how they feel. It's bloody tough. I mean, your best chance of getting a 3 cushion shot, and that's if a ball's in a corner. That's your best chance. Trying to read the table for any other type of shots is really difficult. Well, Johnbu with a free shot, and he's made nothing of it. He should have maybe thought better about that there, because he had to get the other side of those 2 reds. He tried to break them.
Boy, there are some pretty standard shots though that they're not really shooting. No, they have not played 3 cushion. I mean, I've played very little, and I would be going at this a little bit more intelligently. This is going to be a very long match.
Yeah, I'm led to believe that Chiku is that's his main game, 3 cushion. So I think we should expect a slightly higher standard from him when he gets to the table. Hopefully he'll show up and play. Is it not tonight? Is there not a match? The 3 cushion match. I think there was one later on tonight. I could be wrong. And I'm sure Chiku's match is arranged. Let me have a check. 2023. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, Chiku's played. Well, he's supposed to be playing Serat at 11. No, tell you that, it's not tonight. It's on Tuesday night. And Slim said he may well do that. I just hope that this Serat guy turns up, because this is the distinct smell of another forfeit to me, that match. Because it's another guy I don't know who signed up for a tournament that I've never seen him play, and he might not show up again.
Sarah, you're talking about 3 cushion or black ball? No,
the 3 cushion tournament. He's due to play this Chiku fellow.
I think he'll probably show up. That sounds like a Turkish name. The Turks like 3 cushion.
Well, Albi's just followed in with the cue ball there, so Johnbu's got ball in hand. Now, if he was, again, if he's going to keep a safety net, then he leaves that yellow where it is. Now he's. Oh, it's still an open table, isn't it? I forgot. It's still an open table. That wasn't great. Is he on that? Oh, he's on it, yeah. Now this, I would sort of play into that. He hasn't gone through far enough, and not only that, he hasn't potted the red. I mean, he had a good chance there. Well, I mean, if you're talking about in real life, they go a lot faster than Albinario and LS3. I mean, the real life pros at 3 cushion are getting, runs of 3 and 5 and 7 and that type of thing. These guys could be there for another 2.5 hours. And the best they'll probably get is 2 at a push. Well, a run of 2, that is. But it is a damned hard game. It looks easy when you see the pros playing it, though. I mean, they do amazing stuff with the cue ball. Well, I think I wouldn't hedge my bets in that Braidful out. In another hour and a half. Well, I think what is it? A race to 20? Oh, you're definitely going to be getting a bye in that match, Braidful out. Well, Slim's obviously decided that he thinks that whatever happens, win or lose, that match that he's in should be over by that time.
Well, let me go look at the event bracket. Let's see if there's even a score in this yet. Let's see. Still 0-0.
Well, even if Cobra's still there, when me and him played those couple of racks, we were a lot better than that.
It's been 10 minutes. It's 0-0.
we were a lot better than that, I'll tell you. See, that's why they should play a lot more Cowboy, because if you play Cowboy, you've at least got a semblance of an idea how to do a 3-wheeler.
Yeah, sure.
Well, as boring if you're watching 2 hopeless players playing it, yes, I will admit that. But if you're watching somebody who's got reasonable talent at it, it's actually quite enjoyable. One will give up after 2 hours. I think you're right, Larry.
Well, if it's still 0-0 after an hour, I'm saying it's only lasts an hour.
I think you're gonna have to toss a coin, Steve, and then just boot one of them. I think
this is pretty unbelievable.
I think when this is over, we'll go in and start winding the 2 of them up, telling them
wait, there could be a score. Oh, I think Slim just got a score.
The cheers go up from the crowd.
And it's a run of 1.
Well, that's a success.
I just got 2 balls close together. This is where you go 3 rails and run into them.
To run into them, yeah.
Let's see if he does this.
Uh-oh. Albinario's done it again. Johnbu, you're getting these. I'll tell you something. Albinario, I don't think would be as daft as what he's doing in some of these shots, because if he's playing anybody who is a bit stronger than Johnbu, Albinario would be in trouble here.
Yeah, Albin not played well. All right, well, the run ended at 1.
So Johnbu's been given the free shot. He's got a table that is pretty good, apart from the yellow that he's right next to it. And well, that's the thing that's going to stop him. But the problem is the way these balls are set and where he has to go to get to this last yellow behind the red here. He has to play the one in the side pocket, which I don't think he can. That would allow him to drop down onto that yellow. Let's have a look. Oh, maybe he can. I think he can just tweak it a little bit. Well, he's on it. And this is just let the cue ball do its thing and come back off that short rail and back past the side pocket here. Well,
this is pretty automatic.
He's hit this too hard. He's hit it too hard.
You got to make sure you don't scratch is the main thing.
Well,
yeah, he didn't get the line right. He didn't get the line right on that.
and he hasn't covered the main one. He had to the one over this corner pocket. So
that's no good. Yeah,
it's all over. It's all over. Well, Albinario knows that how he started tonight has not been all that impressive, but and I know Albi will be far more focused when it gets into a much more challenging situation, because he's going to be up against somebody soon enough, whoever it is going to be in the next match, but that'll be offering up a much bigger challenge. So Albinario's through comfortably in the end, 13-5. We'll have a quick look just to confirm where he is going. Let's have a look now. So Albi,
I'm gonna predict that this is going to be the first and the last 3-cushion tournament.
Well, you're surely not going to. Are you going to take away the chance for a champion to defend his title? Or are you going to say, right, you're the champion, you're the champion for all time, because we're not doing another one?
I don't have to, because nobody's going to sign up for the next one if this is the way it's going to go.
Right.
Somebody, LS3 could get a point here. No. Oh.
Right, Albi's waiting on the winner of Matt, MC Clarkey, and Coldest Pillow. So that'll be his next opponent. Semi-Pro's waiting on the winner of Cobra and LS3, which, that's arranged for tomorrow night. Is it? No, tell a lie. It's next Monday. What's today's date? I'm losing track of where we are.
29th of October.
Right, so it's November. I can't read dates in this thing now. November the 5th is when they've arranged their match for the round 2 match in Blackball, and the winner of that will play semi-pro, so that's a good prospect. Right,
just got another point.
Let's head into this 3-cushion thing. Oh, this is well, let's have a look.
Boy, what's he taking so long to do this for? He's got a really nice setup here, and he's going to do something.
He's trying to go to the short rail. Oh no, he's went long rail. This is good. That's excellent.
Well, that's a great shot, but that wasn't the easiest shot on the table.
Well, you see, again, you increase your odds a lot better if you get a ball into that corner.
That's a run of 2.
Yep,
he's got a run of 2. That's saying something in this game.
That will be the high run for the match, I can tell you that now.
Yeah, this is sitting pretty good here. 3-railer off the 1 ball, off the cue ball.
That's going too wide.
Yeah, you got to understand how the ball's going to open up off the rail.
Well, that's the bit I haven't worked out at all in this game. It's totally alien. No, this is quite a good one for a 3-reeler though. I don't think you need to put much English. Oh no, this is a capo shot here by LS3. I think she's already lost the will to live by that shot, because that was not the way to play it. I think it was a natural shot, just to pick how thick you were going to hit the first ball and let it come off the short rail, long rail, short rail, and possibly a long rail into the back of the red.
Well, in general in this game, you're better off playing lines that are quarter to half ball hits, and the reason why is because it's a big target. The cue ball is going to run off at about a 30-degree angle, so it's better to play shots where you're not having to hit it real thin or real thick. Not that those won't work, but the quarter to half ball hits are going to be a lot easier. It's a huge target.
Right, now there is a 3-railer off the red, but the problem is judging how much. See, I think you have to put right English on it to go to that rail, the short rail, long rail, and come and hit the yellow bit.
I think that's going to open up too much, see?
Yeah.
But again, instead of putting English on it, just look for the half ball hits, and you can sit there and you got 2 balls. Look at a quarter to half ball hit on each of them, and see where the ball wants to run. And probably 90% of the time, that's going to be your best shot, because it's just going to be consistent how the line you come off on.
Now these are horrible. right in the middle of the table. Well, the one lesson that these two guys have learned, they're probably going to say, well, this will be my first and last three-cushion tournament. Albinario's seen enough, he's gone.
Yeah, see, I would hit this. That was a reasonable attempt. That was more like a half ball hit. Quarter to half ball hit.
Substandard 3, who is a bot, says, hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channel, viewers, followers, chat, bots, etc. The price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Flexible and convenient. Order management panel. No, I've read that wrong. Flexible and convenient order management panel. Chat panel. Everything is in your hands. Turn it on or off. Customize. Go to streamrise.ru. Now, as soon as I see Russian, the bunch of Robin hacking bastards, I'm not going near them.
So if you play that order to half ball hit with it rolling, you'll get about a 30-degree angle off of it. And then from there, you can use English to modify the angle off the rails. But you'll always get the line that you want.
Well, you won't get a reply call to Spiller because that's a bot that's pumping that out. A Russian one as well. No, don't be taken in by that. There's a guy on YouTube who, oh, look who's arrived as well. Look who's arrived in the building.
Oh, I'm just gonna. Why are you asking a rhetorical question, Stub? You know the answer to that.
Yeah, that guy Kerr, he's not been on VP4 for 4 years because I messaged him to try and get him into the tournament, but no sight nor sound of him.
Yeah, Stub, I need more spam email and spam phone calls too. All right, I'm getting out of here. There's no way that I can watch this.
Right. Take care.
All right.
See you later, Steve. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye. I think I can't see this match being completed. I have an honest feeling that LS3 will get bored to death of this. I'm just tabbing out for a minute to shut down. Hang on. Sorry about that. I just tabbed out to get rid of Discord or shut it down. And that chat should correct itself in a minute. Albie, you were shit. Brainful Out chooses to be diplomatic and say well done. I say you were rubbish. Far too sloppy. Now, I mean, this is why. What did we decide the next two tournaments are going to be? 10 ball in Honolulu. I think Honolulu is a far more attractive game. A lot more creativity in it. Well, that's what I said. That's what I said during the stream. I said Albie's been nowhere near a black ball table since the last event. He's only trying to find his feet. Yeah, and I think we should have a three-ball world championship. First round, winner's side race to 50. Loser's side race to, say, 40. Final race to 200 or something. Aye, but you've got plenty of scope for improvement, Albie. I just think you know, if that had been any day that was of a fairer standard than Johnbu, he'd have stung you for about another 4 or 5 racks at least. Johnbu didn't take half the chances he had there, with pretty good tables as well. By the way, Stubb, you've got no chance in this 3-cushion tournament. But mind you, looking at Slim and LS3, you've got probably as good a chance as they have. Well, you see, there's that red ball sitting perfect. It's sitting perfect. And where LS3 is going to be right now is sitting very good for a free railer. You've just got to get to this rail fairly soon to get down and around and up for the red. And I see that might work if it misses the cue ball. That's excellent. And LS3 gets her first point on the board. See, that's where the odds are far better for you, for people like us and LS3 and Slim, to actually get a point is when the ball's in the corner. Everything else apart from that is really, really difficult to read. Now, there is also a possibility here. That wasn't it, though. I'm going to have to get the camera around a lot quicker there, because LS3 did have a shot to get to that yellow, coming around the back of it into the corner here. See, this is a horrible setup for people that don't play 3-cushion. But you can go inside in the short side there. Slim's trying to go back the way. This looks a good line. Oh, that was unlucky. Not a bad effort. Oh, Stubbs went in to annoy them. Well, the red's into the corner, so the only problem is now whose cue ball's that when Slim comes to the table? Well, the standard billiard table is 10 foot. I don't know whether. I mean, there may well be smaller billiard tables. I know that Shooter's Pool has a 7-foot billiard table, and I was watching. I had the live stream the other day watching guys playing straight rail on a 7-foot table. Made it far easier, to have a smaller table. The balls looked like watermelons on it. Right. Let's get right round, see where the cue ball is. Who's right? So there's a 3-railer there off the red, onto the short rail, and onto the long rail. 1, 2, 3. It's just caught it. There you go. See, that's a standard 3-cushion shot in the Carams and Cowboy. Every day of the week, that shot there. There's the balls at some point will end up in a position where if you play Cowboy a lot, then you'll easily see that 3-rail shot there that we had. Yeah, you've got to hit one of the object balls and then hit 3 cushions and then hit that third ball for it to count. This looks good. It's got a chance. It's maybe going wide though. Yeah. In fact, if it had enough pace on it, in fact, I think it's still missing coming back the way. Yes, it is. But it's worth watching. If that match goes ahead between Chiku and Serra on Tuesday night, UK time. It's 11 PM on Tuesday night. I'm off work on Tuesday, but I believe Slim said he's going to stream it. It's worthwhile just to see how Chiku plays the game, because I'm pretty certain that you'll see some nice shots from Chiku. Simply because he's a 3-cushion player. He will see shots a lot easier than what any of us will see. 1, 2. This looks good. This is very good. See, again, always in your favour if a ball's in a corner. It gives you a much higher odds in hitting it. Now, I notice that there are still 8 people on YouTube. Now, everybody that's chatting is in kick at the moment, but the 8 people that are in YouTube, I presume the stream is working okay now. It must be, or there wouldn't be 8 people looking. Well, you're right, Mark. It does. No, it's not so much it makes you look silly. You feel silly because you struggle a great deal, because the cue ball does not come off these rails anything like it does on the 9-ball table. Completely different. And when you start putting English in the cue ball, it comes off even weirder. Oh, Biggs is on YouTube. Good evening. He says the stream is now good, so YouTube seems to have settled down. That's why I said give it time. It may well fix itself. It was nothing to do with me. And no sooner have I said that than somebody's bailed from YouTube. Somebody's gone. I think they've maybe seen enough. But LS3's got 3, Slim's got 5. It's anybody's match, and it's a long way to go. They've been playing for 35 minutes for 8 points. Well, what's the weather like up in Iceland, Biggs? Has winter set in up there yet? That's presuming you still stay in Iceland. Any rumblings from the volcanoes? Well, have you seen that? I've got that game Bus World. They brought out an extension to the map in that game. There's a number of scenarios set in Iceland where you first of all you have to get through the geyser field with a bus, and then the next scenario is actually escaping the lava flow. I've yet to complete that. It's bloody difficult. It's a bus driving game, obviously, and you have to collect passengers, and you have to collect them quickly because the lava flows are coming down the mountain, chasing after the bus. So they think that one of the volcanoes is about to blow. It's not that one. Well, they've all got weird names in Iceland, but that one that it's not that one that caused all the airports to shut down over Europe, is it? That be handy at Christmas time. Is that one? Something's Yoffle or whatever the hell it's called. You'll know what it's called. I don't think anybody's ever pronounced that okay over here. Well, we've got a big storm supposed to be moving in here midweek, so there'll more than likely be more flooding to pretty much the same places that get flooded out last week. But we had a lot of rain earlier today. I mean, it was constant for about 5 or 6 hours, and then I wouldn't say it brightened up a great deal. It just stopped raining. But you and I are used to that type of weather. Horizontal rain at this time of year isn't anything new. I don't mind the rain when it's coming straight down, but when it's blowing horizontally into your face, that's what I don't like. This looks good. That was well done. LS3 goes into the lead, and she's on a run. Well, I take it all back. That was a 3. That is a 3. A run of 3. That's better than anything I've ever done. And a good chance of a 4 here. I think she's got her eye in. 1, 2. This is good as well. It might be narrow. It might be narrow. No, it's got it. Superb. We have a run of 4. And inside the red's the way to go. It's all about how it comes off that rail with the spin. 1, 2, see it's going too soon. See, that's the thing that catches you out. That was excellent. That was really good. A run of 4 is excellent for somebody that she's surprised as anyone. But that was really, really good. A run of 4 is excellent by even a 3-cushion player in VP4, let alone LS3. Very well played. And she's now got a 2-point lead. Now, was that a counter there for Slim? I lost count. I was watching the cue ball for the... What? Was that a counter? No, it wasn't. That's going, again, too narrow. And that's what catches a lot of players out on this table. is you know, most of the time you're looking for a natural line to get to the object ball. You don't want to be using English if you can help it, really, in this game. You've got to try and find the natural line to get there. Watch the traffic. That'll still count, I think. Even though it hit the red, it went 3 rails. I think it still counts. Yes, it does. Well, Eddie, you've just arrived too late because you missed a run of 4 there from LS3. This match, now, I've only joined the match a little while ago because we were still watching the match with Albinario in the black ball until it finished. But this match started at the top of the hour, so they've been going for 40 minutes. And I think they'd gone 10 or 15 minutes and nobody had scored anything while we were still in the other match. But LS3's had a run of 4, which is 2 more than I thought anybody would get as a run in this match. And Slim's on a run of 2. Oh, that might. I don't think it's going to get to the rail. No, it's not. I thought he was going to have the spin on it to get around the corner there. But the yellow's sitting good again for LS3 here. Although it's a bit farther out from the corner than you'd like, but certainly a very good opportunity for a 3-railer here. And this is good. Is it going to spin? No. And the cue ball has finished up in the top corner. See, that's just a bit too tight where it is. It's just a bit too tight in the corner. You'd like it out a wee bit further than that, but where the red is sitting is not great. Well, Semi-Pro, you've also just arrived a little too late. You missed a run of 4 there from LS3. We've had Slim just on a run of 2 a second ago. He's back in, so he's now squared the match. Oh, well, that would have been a cracker if he'd pulled that off. And suddenly a race to 20 seems an awful long way in the distance, doesn't it? Well, what about Tyson Fury last night? I still haven't watched. The highlights are on YouTube. I still haven't watched it. But he got floored, and then he gets a controversial split decision. And now they're talking about the fight with Usyk, which was supposed to be December the 23rd. It's more or less off now. I don't know why that's came about. Well, there was nothing at stake, Cobra. That's part of the problem. Yeah, there was nothing at stake. There was no belts up for grabs. So, you know, he was hardly well motivated in that. It'd be a different kettle of fish if he comes up against Usyk, because that's for the undisputed title if it ever happens. I mean, that guy should have had no chance in that fight last night. I mean, he's what is it? What do you call that? Fighting cage fighter. He should have had no chance. This looks nice. It's going to go behind it, is it? No, that was well done. I think, you know, maybe the first 20 minutes or so, LS3 getting a bit frustrated. But I think she's maybe settled down a fair wee bit here now. Going for a bit of acrobatics. This might work. Oh, that was beautiful. What a shot that was. I think she's maybe beginning to enjoy this. Now, how's the legs? It's going wide. Well, I think for most of the guys in this tournament, it definitely is about visualising a shot and going for it, and trying not to use English if you can help it. If you can get away with just a plain ball hit and how much you hit the object ball and let the cue ball do its stuff, then I think that increases your odds. As soon as you start sticking English in the cue ball, thinking you're helping it in a certain way, then it does something completely different, or it takes a much wider or narrower line, and you think it's going to come off the rail. You're done for. You then start to doubt doing anything like that at all. Well, that's true as well. But I think out of desperation, you'll take anything as a possible shot. And nothing worse than picking the line there, and then suddenly your cue ball gets interfered with the ball you've just hit. It comes back across your line. Now that's coming with bottom right to go around the angle. See, the problem again is exactly what we said. The other object ball getting in the way. I mean, Slim had the right idea there with the bottom and right hand English, so that when it hit the bottom rail here, it would fire over to the left. Now this has got a chance. It's got a chance. Oh! Well, LS3 with a 2-point lead. Speak of the devil. Serrat has arrived. Now let's find out where Serrat is from, because Steve thought he might be Turkish. Well, he's actually got a US flag. Let's have a look at this. See, you can go across and across, but you've got to pick that line. One, two, and now the cue ball is in a good spot, but I believe that Slim is going to be playing that yellow from there. Yeah. And of course, I don't have any browser open, and needless to say, the stream has worked perfectly okay. You can go back to YouTube, Cobra, because YouTube's working fine now. You didn't give it enough time. We've still got 7 viewers on YouTube. So my main goal is to try and get as close to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. That way, not only have I got the monetization with my store as possible income. I've also then, if I get to 1,000, I then they will have adverts on the videos where anybody that clicks the videos, I'll get a hit and I'll get payment for it. But you can't get that until you've got 1,000 subscribers. I've got enough. You have to have 2 out of the 3 to qualify to be monetized for video income. And video income from the adverts is where you make the money in YouTube. But I have enough view hours, so I have more than enough viewing hours on YouTube. I don't have the shorts viewing. You need to have like 10 million shorts views. I'm never going to have that off your short videos, although there's loads of people do those. But if you think about it, I've been streaming on YouTube since 2007, and predominantly VP4. And in all that time, since 2007 up till 2023, I've only got 619 subscribers. So it's a hard slog for somebody like myself who isn't young and trendy, isn't streaming all the big popular games, whatever the hell they are anyway, because I don't play them, but most of you will know what ones are the big popular ones. So a channel like this is going to really struggle. So any subscriptions I can get on YouTube, even if you're never watching YouTube, subscribe. They all help at the end of the day. It might be another 15 years before I get to 1,000, and I might not be here then by that time. Well, I've got 3 shorts on my channel. I think 2 of them are numpty drivers in the car park. One of them got 1,500 views. And all I titled it was Stupid Woman Driver. And so she bloody well was. You couldn't describe her as anything different. And that was just when I was sitting in the car. I just got the phone out to take a film of where she'd parked the bloody car. The car park was getting renovation done on it. They were digging up the car park, putting pipes, putting drainage in, and it was fenced off. And she drove in thinking she could go right up to the door and park. And of course, it was fenced off. So all she did was just abandon the car right in front of mine and right in front of other people's where we couldn't get out. Couldn't get out of the bloody car park. I mean, and that had like, I think 1,000 views. And I've not got many VP4 videos that have got 1,000 views, I'll tell you that. Yeah, you've got to see, this is the thing. You know, I'm not Mr. Popularity when it comes to that. And, streaming for me isn't just about, it's always been about just getting a record of tournaments for Virtual Pool 4 for the day that will come where Virtual Pool 4 won't be around. And then, there might be something, maybe everybody will have to move to Shooter's Pool at some point. You just don't know. But if anybody wants to watch something from the past, then there's going to be a big batch of tournament matches to watch, a big batch of finals that are there. But if I was Mr. Popularity, I wouldn't be anywhere near Virtual Pool 4. I'd be doing all the, that PUBG or whatever it's called, all of those shooter games, all of which I'm crap at anyway. So nobody would want to watch it either. It's a vicious circle. The guys that are popular have all got great equipment. They've all got dedicated rooms where they do their streaming from. They've all got green screen, all of that stuff, which they've all earned that from the viewer count that they've got on their channel. You know, they'll get, some of them will get hundreds of thousands. What's that guy called, the Beast? I think he's the new one in YouTube that's got the most subscribers now. I think he beats PewDiePie, and you know they've got like 100 million subscribers all around the world. So you think about it, those guys are making that's their living. They don't work for a living. All they do is make videos, and they do it. But to make videos, you've got to spend the time to do the editing. And all of that sort of stuff, and I don't have that knowledge nor the inclination to go down that route just to make my channel more popular. I think if I had got into streaming and that sort of stuff in the very early days, I mean, there was no real notion to do that back then, because the software that you had was crap. There wasn't even such a thing as widescreen back then for live streaming, because everybody had square monitors. Well, LS3 has worked herself into a healthy little lead at the moment. It's only 3 points, but 3 points is a huge margin when you consider you've got two players that are never near a three-cushion table, and it's a real struggle to score points in this game. Well, that red's heading to the right position. That red is in a reasonably good spot. Again, maybe just a wee bit too tight in that corner. You always like it to just be sort of on a tangent line with the corner of the two rails, but maybe about, 10 inches or so away from the corner, not near the rail like that. But you see, a lot of people, there's lots of videos on YouTube where people are just using AI to make their videos. And there's lots of, I think that was a good one. There's lots of videos telling you how to use AI to make a video short. The AI does everything for you. You choose a subject. That's what I did with my little intro that I've got, that I had up on the channel. It was AI that did that. You choose the type of singer you want, you type in the text you want, and then it makes up the song. And then I just use that clip champ to make the little video. I mean, that's what I did with Microsoft Clip Champ, and that was just a very simple thing. But I don't know, I can't remember the website I used. But the vocal was put in by AI from the text you write. It then makes up the song and puts the music to it. But people are making a fortune by getting AI to do a very similar thing and come up with like maybe a 2 or 3 minute video on whatever subject you want, and they're getting all the hits on them. But according to most of the videos I've seen, most of the people that are on YouTube are all asking for everybody to click a like on their video. Whenever they're live streaming, they're always asking people to click a like, because seemingly, if you click a like on a video, it helps the YouTube algorithm to point your video towards other people who are interested in a similar subject. So, for example, if somebody goes online and they're looking for 9-ball pool, YouTube's algorithm from that person's search, it may well pop up the most popular 9-ball match that was streamed a few hours ago, or a tournament that was streamed, but VP4 might show up as an alternative. But that goes down to the amount of likes you get on each video that you have. And I've never asked, you've never heard me asking anybody, you know, click a like. But any guys you're watching that are on YouTube and live streaming, that's what the, you know, if they do a video, whether it be a live stream or not, they're always asking you to click a like. So seemingly that does work. But I've never been into it that much to be that concerned. But what I'm concerned about really now is, now that they lowered the threshold to 500 subscribers, for at least you to have a store and have the option to give people a membership to your channel. If somebody becomes a member of the channel, you're not getting nothing for it really, other than some little emojis and stuff like that. There's nothing else to give people. But all you're then getting is any income that comes from that subscription. And I've made my subscription to my channel on YouTube the cheapest it is. I thought $2.99 a month was far too much to ask or expect anybody in the volume of people I get watching my YouTube channel to pay anything more than £1 or $1 a month for a membership. And then of course you don't get anything from that until you've got at least $60 or £60 in your account. Well, yeah, but I'm looking at it from the point of view of volume of viewers. Volume of viewers to me doesn't suggest to ask, you know, 3 subscribers to be paying $3 a month. If you know, if there was like, if you were, you know, and even at $1, I've only got 3 subscribers, so you've got to weigh up the pros and cons of that. I think $1's fine. You know, you're not going to be out of house and home for that. I'm not going to make a fortune from it, and I won't make anything from it until I get $60 or £60. And then they give a payout, so that's a long way away, you know. So you'll never become a millionaire streaming VP4. Let's just put it that way. You have to be doing the popular stuff. Right, where have we got to here? Well, we've still got a 2-point gap. LS3 started off slow, but since she's got herself in the lead, she's been defending it well. Man, she's got another one on the board. I mean, remember what I said when I was looking at my Google AdSense account, which had sat there dormant since I got rid of my website, which was a waste of time as well. But my website had made £32. So now I've got an AdSense account that's linked to my bank account. It's all been verified. So in one sense, when I say I've actually got a couple of quid on my YouTube AdSense account, which I've made from YouTube. But I've got £32 from my old website that's sitting there dormant on Google AdSense. So that 32 plus the other 2 means that I'm halfway to my first £60. That money sat in my account for goodness knows how many years since I got rid of my website. But the big goal for anybody in YouTube is to get 1,000 subscribers. That's a huge goal. So for anybody who's watching in Kick, anybody that's watching on Twitch, which most people are happier watching on Twitch than they are on YouTube because of the turnaround period, because of the delay. If you're watching on Twitch or Kick, the delay is only about 2 seconds maximum for both of those platforms. For YouTube, it's a bit longer. So if you prefer watching on Kick or YouTube, Kick or Kick, so I'll say that again, Kick or Twitch, then If I say please to anything, then it's please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't have to watch it. Just subscribe to the damn thing. I couldn't make it any plainer. Just subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, and it costs you £1, $1 just to become a member. I don't think I'll be retiring from my job to make a living out of YouTube. So there's still a 2-point gap. Well, we're actually halfway home here. What time is it? 9:05. Well, I might hang on to the end of this. I might see this out. If it finishes before 10 o'clock, then I think that if it goes past 10, I'm going to bed. I don't care what the score is. I've got to be up at 4 AM tomorrow morning. Again. Now this, again, is tricky. Yeah. See, for normal, everyday people that play VP4, if you're playing 3 cushion, all of these middle of the table shots are so hard to read. They are really, really tough. And I've got every sympathy for them, because I know how bloody hard they are to actually try and read. I see where you're coming from. The best decision you've ever made in VP4. Just think of the torture you could be going through. But I think it's just a pity that guy... I mean, I watched that guy, Kerr, playing, and I wonder if I got a match with him in it. There's a match that Albinario plays. I've got a match on my YouTube channel from a number of years ago, and it's a 3 cushion match, and I can't remember who the other guy was. Maybe one of you could search for it in my YouTube channel. If you type in, it might be that German guy, Kerr, K-E-R-E, and I definitely know that Albinario was one of them. I'm trying to remember. I might be wrong, but I did have a 3 cushion match, and it's still there because it's not been deleted. This might be quite good. That's nice. LS3 goes back to a 3 rack gap here, a 3 shot gap. Yeah, for the life of me, I can't remember who Albinario was playing. Maybe he'll remember. Mind you, he's gone to bed. No, it wasn't. Was it Tarek? You think it was Tarek? I thought it was. Maybe I was hoping it was that German guy. You might be right now that you mention it. Oh, in that case, then I don't think I've got any matches with that fella playing. But I've watched him play. I've been in a room watching him play. I know that, and he was bloody good. And when you have somebody that's not been around VP4 for 4 years, you begin to wonder. You're right enough. When he's not been online for more than 4 years, and you wonder what's happened to them. I've never seen that name in Shooter's Pool, so I can't say that he's went there. It might be worthwhile. It might be worthwhile doing a search to see if he has gone there. But as I say, I've never seen, and it's a lot more difficult to find out who's online now, because you don't see anybody listed in the chat now in Shooter's Pool. They've got it all shut down, so you don't know who's there. Oh, that's just going to come back out the corner. So again, we're back to a 2-rack gap. Slim gets a run of 1. LS3 comes up dry as far as a counting shot goes. And this is a hugely difficult game to try and predict. I've just had a drink of water, so now I've got the hiccups again. Excuse me. It's very difficult to try and interpret what somebody's trying to do here with this table. Well, that's a bit too far away from the corner, that red, but at least it gives you the chance of a 3-railer. And that's gone way too narrow. That wasn't it. It was that. It was LS3 was in the white cue ball there, wasn't she? Yeah, I was right. And this year's totally impossible. I can see you going up and down off the edge of the white and trying to get up and down, you know, a couple of rails to come across and hit the red. And Slim was again trying to go 3 rails, but with it been tight in the corner and that red coming off the rail, it was always going to run into the path. Now let me go round and have a look. What would I do here? I know what I'd be doing. I'd be going tight into the corner and trying to get it around narrow. No, Slim isn't streaming this. Not to my knowledge. Is he? If anybody, Brainful Out's on Twitch, he could tab out and have a look and see if Slim's channel's live. I don't think he is. If he is, I'm shutting down. You can all jump into his. Give him some more viewers if he is streaming it. Right, well in that case then, right, that makes it simple for me. Why keep you guys hanging in here when you could all be in boosting Slim's channel? He can't have many in there. Whoever I've got left here, I wasn't aware he was doing it. Right. Well, what time is it? 9:15. So you've now got you've got 2 minutes to move across. Whoever's on YouTube, you can pop across to One Pocket Slim's Twitch channel. Just go to Twitch if you're not already a subscriber. Go to Twitch and type in One Pocket Slim in the search window, and you'll find his channel is live. And then if you aren't a subscriber, subscribe to it, and you can see the end of this match on his channel, because in the next minute I'm about to shut down. So I will say thanks all for your company. Good luck to LS3 and One Pocket Slim. Good luck to Albinario in his next match. And I will bid you all good night. So head over to Slim to catch the rest of this match, folks. Take care and see you all later.